So one thing I want to show you guys is how we actually feed. Keep in mind, as a small operation, we're weekend warriors. I really would love to have a feed truck, but I can't justify the cost of it when I'm commuting back and forth every week. So we came up with the idea of setting up our tractor as a feed buggy. So we got the front fork we can put out hay on the front. On the back here, we actually have a rear hay spike, so we can disconnect the trip hopper and we can put a bale of hay on the front, a bale of hay on the back. We also have a gooseneck ball so we can hook up to the cattle trailer to move it around. But the trip hoppers worked out really well. So what we did was we came in and welded a frame on the bottom of this trip hopper so that we could pick it up with the hay spikes. And you can see down here, we even welded some little flanges to help you get the spikes in there, because it's kind of hard to get aligned sometimes. But anyway, we came up, we got a chain on it, chain tightener. There you go. We ran a long cord with a quick connect. So if I want to get off of the trip hopper, I just pull the cord, wrap up the excess electrical, basically hit the quick connects on the quick hitch, and I can drop that and I can be off of that trip hopper in less than, I don't know, 2 minutes probably. But it really works out well. Kudos to the guys. As you can see, man, it's got a lot of abuse, and that thing just keeps on trucking. On the back here, the spikes stuck out a little bit, so we made a rear deck, and actually this turned out great because I got a place here. We mounted a bucket, can carry feed, whatever I need, place to put the hay wrap, mineral, and when we're filling it on the overhead bin, it's kind of nice to have that platform to stand up there and help. But anyway, that's what we do. Tell me what you guys do, man. What works for you? Love to hear from you. Over here, let's go take a look at the ladies. So this is the registered Sim-Angus herd, and there is nobody in this herd that is over the age of 6. So all of these ladies are under the age of 6. With the drought the last couple of years, we've been doing a lot of downsizing, and as a result of that, we've made really hard decisions based upon history, genetics, who we want to keep, who's got a good, attitude, who has a calf every year. And unfortunately, we're at a point where if somebody misses a calf, they probably find a new home, regardless of how pretty they are. Normally, this cow right here doesn't have a tail. Lost her tail 1 year in one of the cold spells when she was a newborn, but her genetics are off the chart. She has a calf every year, and you know what? I just make sure she gets an extra heavy dose of fly control when I can. But she's a performer. That's why she's here. Otherwise, she would be gone. All right, I'm happy with the ladies. All things considered, it's the end of January. They're gonna start calving here in the next couple of weeks. They're all looking pretty heavy. And for a small little group, they're not bad. They're not bad at all. Look at that lady. All right, guys. Feeding cattle. Love to hear how you do it. But so far, this has been a great setup for our little operation. Good morning, everyone. Scott with Heritage Farms. Well, another wet weekend at the farm. Winter is going on. It's been really just kind of strange. Haven't had a lot of time, a lot of projects going on. Man, we took my day job has been incredibly busy, trying to get a good start on the year. Lots of big projects. But boy, wish I had more time down here at the farm. Well, here we are. It's February 3rd. It is wet. I mean, you can see I'm kind of feeding on a little bit of a hill here, trying to keep the ground draining so the cows don't have to stand in muck and mud. You can see we picked the high spots. There's an empty hay ring over there. Trying to pick the high spots and feed on top of those so the cows are not just tracking in the mud and making ruts. It's the time of year where you can't get a lot done. It's surprisingly warm today though. It's like 50 degrees, and for February, I'll take it. I think it's gonna get up close to 60 today. So we're just kind of messing around. We're gonna feed the cattle, check them out. All of these ladies here are going to start calving around February 15th. So they are within basically less than 2 weeks out. So within a week, you know, you could start seeing some calves coming up. So I just kind of walk around, check the udders, see if anybody's udder is starting to fill up. If you start to see one of the udders start to get big and full of milk, that tells you that a baby is on the way. So I always do a little quick check this time of year because, you know, hey, sometimes baby calves come early. You just never know what's going to happen, right? Hi, girls. Look at that. You know, they still waste a little bit of feed. Girls need to eat over your plate so you don't drop it on the ground. That's money. See, now here's an example of one whose udder is starting to look pretty good. So she could be getting pretty close. Could be getting pretty close. Don't know. All right, guys. We'll see what happens here. These are some of the younger cows in the group. And it's kind of funny. There's a hierarchy that goes on here. So there's 3 troughs. The very first trough is the oldest cows in here. The middle trough is the middle age. And this trough right here has the young cows. And that just tells you the young cows are not going to fight with the older ones to get to the feed first. So they're smart enough that they come down here to the 3rd trough and they wait for me. It's funny how there's a pecking order within the herd, but there is. All right, let's see what the day brings. So I'm over here feeding the heifers, and I thought I would give you guys an update on my Tough Hay Ring livestock products. A while back I did a video. This is going back 2 or 3 years now, maybe even 4 or 5. And I bought like 3 different hay rings at the same time. I tested to see which was the most efficient. And this one right here is just bulletproof, man. It's big, it's heavy. You can see it's extremely well built. And so far, things are holding up well. And you can see we got a little surface rust on the end. These little side panels have a little surface rust. But all in all, she's still in good shape. You know, I think that bad boy's gonna hold up for a while. You can see right there some of the welds. This has been sitting in the mud and the muck. But all in all, hey man, not bad. So we're gonna set it on here before the ladies tear up the hay. So let's get this project started.
Public Library is hosting their...
See if I can do this here. One hand, drive the tractor, hold the camera. Let's see what I got here. All right, here we go. Pick it up, old blue. Then we're just gonna come right over here, set it on top of the ring. Hopefully the girls will move out of the way. Pull out. There you go. And we got the ring in place. Let's ride around and look at these girls. So these girls are coming up on, in about another 30 days, they're going to be 1-year-old heifers. They're registered Sim-Angus heifers. They came out of that Hook's Beacon bull, really good bull that we have. And these ladies, I might part way with 3 of them. If anybody was interested, give me a call. They would make some fine cattle. Now we're gonna go up here. One of the things I try to do, you can see it's just so wet and it's so muddy. I try to move these places we feed around for a couple of reasons. One, I want to spread out the cow patties, get the fertilizer back in the ground. I don't want to make one spot where they have a hole or where the muck is just too bad. So we're going to move this little feeder. Bear with me once again. This is all very challenging when holding a camera. And tell you what, I love these feeders. They are heavy, 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 and when you put them in place, the cows can't knock them around. Let's go find us a nice dry place to put this bad boy. I think right there is as good as any. I got these concrete feed troughs from Big Country over in Paris, Texas. And if you guys are ever over there, man, tell Shane, who's one of the owners at Heritage Farm, sent you over. Let's see what we got here. Once again, this is kind of hard to get set up here if you're talking, holding the camera, and driving at the same time, but we're about to get there. Got a little water in there, but trust me, the ladies are not going to mind that. They'll come over and clean this up quickly here. If I can get in the right position, that is. All right, I think we're ready now. Okay, well, it's Saturday afternoon. We're in the pecan orchard and we are pruning pecan trees. You can see I got Mrs. H. She's got the Kubota, our little flatbed utility trailer. We got Kimber Cat riding shotgun. But we have pruned all of the trees. Hey! They'll try to cheat me on one tree right here. All right, guys, so that's what we're doing. And we're picking up pecan trees. You can see, man, they look actually pretty good. We've done a decent job today, man. I'm wore out though, man. Walked this whole entire orchard with a pole saw, cutting all of the trees. You can see we just take them, we stack them on the trailer, we put the cut ends facing the same direction so we can just pull them off. We don't have to take the limbs off individually, but the orchard looks pretty good. Still got a ton of pecans on top of some of these trees. You can see right here, there's still some pecans up there. We just couldn't get them. We're absolutely going to need a shaker in our near future. All right, but I think they look pretty good. This one here, that's a good looking pecan tree. There's Mrs. H. She's out helping today. And Kimber Cat. All right, guys. Okay, so here is all of the pruning that we did today in the pecan orchard. And you can see we just pull up here, we just slide it off, and what I'll do, I try to work smart. I'll come back with the tractor with either the hay forks or the pallet forks, just set it level with the ground, and I'll just scoop those piles together and make one nice pile. Make it nice and easy to work one day. This is a neat little homemade flatbed trailer. We love it. Hey, Kimber. So when I work with Mrs. H, I'm on gate duty. She doesn't like to open and close gates. So that's my job. I know the pecking order around here. All right, guys. We got to do some harrow work here in the feedlot pretty soon. More to follow. We are done with pruning the pecan orchard. Boy, you can just see the water standing everywhere. So this was a good day. It's like 60 degrees, 58, overcast, a little bit windy, but really it's so wet, all you can really use is the four-wheeler and the Kubota. Even the trailer left a few ruts. It's so soft. But I feel pretty good. We got the trees pruned up. We're well on our way. Now in the near future, we got to look at putting out some pre-emergent on the lanes. We're also going to look at putting out a general purpose fertilizer like a 12-12-12. We're going to get on this. We're going to try to stay stay ahead of this orchard this year. We got way behind last year.